Hi there, it's our second day of the expedition, and today we're going out on a 2-hour ride out to the river crossing just to check it out, to see what the water's levels are like. It's a hope that it's safe enough to cross tomorrow, so we'll be heading up into the mountain pass. Otherwise we're going to have to reverse our direction and do a bit more riding, because we're going to have to cover some ground that we wouldn't have covered before to get to the drop-off spot at the end of our 2 weeks. Anyway, I just wanted to introduce you to someone. This is my horse Hazel, as you can see. Say hi, Hazel. Hazel's a very lovely matriarch of most of the horses here. She's got a few kids in the group. Had a little ride with you yesterday, but today will be the big test. So I think we'll have about 4 hours of riding. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, we'll see you on the trail.
So after a 2-hour ride down river, we reached a place that looked like it was going to be viable for crossing. So we gathered all the horses together and just stood up to the side while Wayne and Michael forded ahead across the river. As you can see, it was quite deep in spots. There's a few things you have to watch about when you're crossing a river with horses. The biggest issue is horses can get mesmerized by the water and they'll start drifting downstream. So you have to constantly keep on top of them and keep your sight focused at the far bank to make sure that the horse stays on track and doesn't get into too deep water. The other thing you also have to do is to make sure you keep your feet out of the stirrups when you're crossing deep water, especially on the upriver side, as you'll find the water will pile up on the upriver side of the horse and your foot will get quite soaked if you're not careful. So we just waited at the edge of the river until we got the signal from Wayne and Michael. And when they had decided we found a crossing, we headed back around and headed back to camp. Here's some footage of a woodpecker that we saw around camp. This woodpecker had a bunch of babies in a tree not too far from where I shot this footage. And here's a close-up of the woodpecker's nest. If you got really close to the tree, you could hear a bunch of little chirps coming in from inside the hole. And the same tree had a number of holes in it, so it obviously had been used quite a lot. Here's one of the woodpeckers returning near the evening with some food for the babies. And then here's another deer that we saw. This time it's a male, and I think this is a mule deer. And it was just grazing, again, close to camp. They kept their distance, but not ever too far away for the 2 days that we're here at this campsite. There are two main types of deer up in the Northern Rockies, the white-tailed and the mule deer. With mule deer entering the area relatively recently. And this is us preparing supper for the evening. Every night one of the group prepared a full supper for the whole team, each of us having brought in 2 meals to share. We had to provide our own meals during the day, but the communal meeting was a nice way to relax. And then this is us just preparing the horses for the night, where essentially we take off everything pretty much around their heads, except we'll put bells on some of them, and then some of the horses will be hobbled just to prevent them from wandering too far afield. This would be a regular routine that we'd have every night, removing the saddles and the packs and the bridle and baskets, and just getting the horses ready for a night out in the woods. The horses are basically left to their own devices in the evenings. They go out and wander off to find good grass and clean water. And so Wayne usually tried to choose campsites along our trip that provided both of those sources close to home, so that we weren't having to travel long distances in the morning when we did want to travel. Just going to find the horses, because it could take 2-3 hours sometimes to get the horses all rounded up and brought back to camp before we wanted to travel some days. And finally, here's a riverboat that we captured on our trip downriver looking for the crossing. These would be the last humans that we would see for 2 weeks, and the only signs of humanity that we'd find from now on would be jets flying overhead and outfitter camps.